Welcome to Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
17th, that's the zoo.
It ain't no just hopping out because you're famous and using a block up. That's not how it works here in New Orleans.
Welcome to the east side of New Orleans, the most dangerous place in America. New Orleans is the murder capital right now.
Up on folks, we'll be taking a look at the gang problem in Baton Rouge, how serious it is, and what city officials are doing to combat it.
Welcome to New Orleans, Louisiana. There's the skyline of the city in front of us.
Now to the point, it ain't really nothing for the youth to do. It's really pushing the youth to the streets at this point. First music Kevin Gates was making that he blew up on, he made it right there.
What the business is?
If you ain't a man, you ain't gonna survive down here.
Why I can't stand coming to Baton Rouge. This city is absolutely aggravating. The people here have to impose themselves in any way they can, whether it's in traffic or whether it's anywhere you go. Even when they're talking to you, they have to impose themselves.
Say, bruh, so picture this right quick. You got two cities sitting so close, damn near neighbors. Just 45 minutes riding the interstate, New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Don't get it twisted. This ain't no brotherly love type shit. Nah, it's tension, it's ego, it's street pride, and we ain't talking no rainbow. Ask anybody from the NO, they gonna tell you straight up. Baton Rouge, they live brother, the copycat, the student trying to act like the teacher. Baton Rouge gonna clap back though, like hold up, partner, we our own way. Y'all just mad cause we ain't bowing down to New Orleans. See, New Orleans, that's cultural ground zero. From the slang to the bounce beats, to the gangster rap, to them brass bands playing at second lines, even down to how a plate of red beans gonna taste different on a Monday. People from the NO feel like they trendsetters, the one who been holding the crown. And truth be told, they ain't lying. The city been called the murder capital of the US more times than a crooked cop lied on a police report. Baton Rouge dangerous too, no doubt, but New Orleans streets a whole different monster, way more deadlier. Ain't no way around it. All facts. 12? Man, don't get me started. Them boys be sitting in donut shops writing fake tickets like it's homework, when they cleaning up the streets. Meanwhile, the streets hotter than a crawfish ball in New Orleans summer heat. Cops in both cities couldn't stop a smoke alarm from beeping if they changed the battery. But here's the real tension. Two cities so close, they practically cousins. But the swag different, the talk different, the rap sound different, the women different. You might leave Baton Rouge and hit New Orleans in less than an hour. But when you touch down, you feel like you switch states. Now let's talk style, cause this where them arguments really pop off. In New Orleans, cats grew up rocking jabots, Reeboks, Bally's, Polos, all kind of designer shit, and white tees crispy as a Sunday suit. The slang, straight melodic, full of that New Orleans rhythm. You hear wall talk, you hear you heard me, you hear that stretching of the vowels that make every sentence sound like a verse against a rap song. Baton Rouge, they slang got that country drawl, a little more dragged out. Clothes too, they gon' rock polo fits and hip hop gear, but to keep it plain and simple, at the same time, they be rocking that drip too. Baton Rouge always felt like they ain't gotta match New Orleans fly. They just gonna keep it be all grimy. But if you ask a New Orleans cat, they quick to say Baton Rouge is late to the party. We been on that. Music the same way. New Orleans been birthed and bouncing gangsta rap. Soldier Slim, the Hot Boys, UNLV, Juvenile, all legends who put the city on the map. Baton Rouge got his own monsters though. Boosie, Kevin Gates, and the most poppin' of all three, NBA Youngboy, aka Top. BR Rap got that darker pain tone though, like every verse coming from a struggle. It's less gangsta bounce, more raw emotion, but heavy on that street gospel. And that's where the clash stays alive. Baton Rouge swear they ain't following nobody, but New Orleans look at them like y'all only sound like that cause we taught y'all how to walk the walk and talk the talk. Ask them boys from BR, they gon' say that shit cap. Then Katrina hit in 2005 and all hell broke loose. Streets flooded, lives lost, whole neighborhoods washed away. But the water didn't just drown New Orleans, it spread tension. Thousands of people from the NO had to evacuate. And guess where a lot of them landed? Baton Rouge. Overnight, BR population spiked. You had displaced New Orleanians setting up shop in BR schools, BR apartments, BR neighborhoods. And if New Orleans already felt like Baton Rouge was the little brother, now it felt like Big Brother being forced to share a bedroom like when you was kids. You had people from BR feeling invaded. The NO energy too loud, too reckless, too violent for the city. And some of that wasn't just paranoia. Murders in BR shot up after Katrina. Ain't just cause NO people came though.
It was a violent weekend across East Baton Rouge Parish. 4 people killed in 3 separate incidents. And with a left to go in January, Baton Rouge police say this will be the deadliest month on record.
The streets definitely clashed. Police in BR, and they ain't know what to do. It was already struggling fighting crime. Now they had NO projects and hoods flooding BR hoods. Well, them boys was out their league. They couldn't even stop a drunk LSU fan from fighting on game day. So what they was gonna do with real street soldiers and killers fresh off Katrina trauma. That period right there set the tone for a lot of the ongoing smoke. BR felt like they was being overshadowed, like the city was being swallowed up by people from the NO. Some felt disrespected and was standing on all 10. Buku beef was popping off in the streets. Look, you can't even talk New Orleans versus Baton Rouge without bringing up them homicide stats. New Orleans been sitting on that murder capital throne like it's a damn family heirloom. Early 90s, New Orleans was hitting numbers that made all 50 states look soft. In 94, New Orleans posted damn near 86 murders per 100,000. Straight up historic, the highest of any major city at the time. Whole blocks turned into graveyards.
A lot of murders committed in broad daylight. Maybe playing two-hand touch football, and a guy just walk up to another guy and just shoot him 20, 30 times. And you stuck as a child, you can't move because you really don't know what to do. So, you know, you just stuck right there. And over time, it becomes normal to where, oh, somebody's got killed around here, okay, whatever. And that's pretty much how it was growing up in the Magnolia Project.
Baton Rouge, dangerous, no doubt. Don't let nobody tell you different. They put in work, especially in the mid-2000s, when that tension after Katrina had the murder rate climbing. In 2012, Baton Rouge hit a record 83 murders, most the city ever saw.
I'm going to provide you with a list of cities that have the highest murder rates. And the numbers that I'm going to associate with each city is determined on a population of 100,000. This was throughout last year, 2012. New Orleans, Louisiana, 53.5 murders per 100,000. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, well, they're doing 28.9 murders per 100,000.
But even then, New Orleans kept the edge. Baton Rouge got bodies, but New Orleans, that city got a rep that's stretched global. When you hear most dangerous city in America, 9 times out of 10, they talking about the Crescent City.
With an increased murder rate, the New Orleans Police Department says it will work harder to reduce crime in 2012. WDSU reporter Gina Swanson is on your side from City Hall with the new crime-fighting strategy.
Say, bruh, murders hit different too. New Orleans crime always had that flamboyance, broad daylight, mighty God crowds, second line turned tragic. Baton Rouge, more laid back, behind the scenes, but still fatal. The streets was killing too. It's not with the same national spotlight, nowhere near the body count. Law enforcement, psh, clowns in uniform. NOPD been crooked since before your grandma was selling 25-cent frozen cups. Old precincts caught running drug stings on the side, planting dope like they working for a Hollywood movie. BRPD ain't much better. Them boys be quick to press a college kid over a fake ID, freeze up when real killers spin the block. Both cities been run by badge-wearing jokers who couldn't fight crime if they gave them cheat codes and blueprints. Now let's talk rap, cause this where the culture wars really show. New Orleans came up heavy, No Limit, Cash Money. Master P left the Cali streets, came home, and turned the NO into a music empire. Cash Money, Baby and Slim, they took over the game with Wayne, Juvenile, BG, Turk, aka the Hot Boys. They ain't just run New Orleans, they ran the whole damn rap game, late 90s into the 2000s. The city bird bounced, then gave birth to stars who defined Southern gangster rap. Baton Rouge had a different energy. Boosie Badass came raw out the South Side, rapping pure survival. Webby had that savage life on lock. When NBA came through, he became one of the most streamed rappers in the whole country. Not to mention buku other artists from BR that I didn't mention. Baton Rouge rap carried that raw pain, that diary of the streets vibe. Ain't no shiny suits, ain't no big labels blowing up, just straight hood truth over 808 beats. And that's where the ego kicks in. New Orleans people like, man, y'all whole style came from us. Stop acting like y'all created something brand new. Baton Rouge people quick to clap back like, nah, we ain't riding no coattails, we riding our own wave. Truth is, both cities fire. That 45-minute gap make it impossible for either one to ignore the other. Every time an NO rapper drops, BR is listening. Every time a BR rapper blow, New Orleans streets got something to say. Can't forget the latest dude. Ask a New Orleans dude, he gonna say Baton Rouge woman country, cute, dick, but not fly like a bad yellow bone out the 7 wall. Ask a BR dude, he gonna say New Orleans woman loud, ratchet, and think they too good for Baton Rouge cat. Both cities got bad female, but they style way different. New Orleans girls gonna put that shit on like they hitting the club every Friday. Baton Rouge girls gonna keep it simple. Jeans, Jordans, tank tops, still shut a whole room down though. Swag wise, the little things stand out. In New Orleans, a second line gonna turn the whole neighborhood into a block party. Brass bands playing, men, women, and kids dancing in the street. Baton Rouge, they ain't moving like that. They vibe more chill, no second lines or shit like that. And that's what keep them separated. Same state, same roots, but two different flavors. Katrina wasn't just a storm, it was a street reset. When people from the NO got forced out, Baton Rouge felt that wave heavy. Thousands of people from the NO slid into BR neighborhoods. Some trying to rebuild quiet, some bringing the same hustles, the same beef, the same survival instincts they left behind in New Orleans, jacking, extorting, and killing. And this where the tension got raw. Baton Rouge people started feeling boxed in, like their city was being flipped overnight. Schools filled up with kids speaking that wild New Orleans slang, rocking that uptown and downtown fashion, bringing that NO edge Baton Rouge wasn't used to. And them Baton Rouge kids, they wasn't bound down to nobody. That friction turned into straight fights, street beefs, even whole crews going to war behind ego and pride. If you was in BR post Katrina, know them clubs with hot zones. People from the NO walking deep, talking loud, making the DJ switch music, not by force, but because they knew the NO was in the building. Baton Rouge locals watching, feeling disrespected, thinking this our city, y'all the visitors. Then boom, fights, shots, clubs shut down early. It turned nightlife into battlegrounds and pistol play. And it ain't just clubs, whole hoods became contested. Some people from the NO posted in their hoods, some hit Glendo, some slid to South BR. BR cats already out there, wasn't just gonna let somebody plant flags on their turf. Murder spike, not just cause one side tougher than the other, but because survival and respect collided. 12? Man, them boys looking like lost tourists on Bourbon Street. They ain't know how to handle the crime wave. You had BRPD crying on TV talking about overcrowding, and really they just couldn't control the heat. Imagine cops thinking they gonna manage NO street dudes with the same energy they used to break up college keg parties. Joke of the century. You can't make this shit up. But keep this rivalry alive is that both cities dangerous, but they dangerous in different ways. New Orleans danger came with flash. Murders be on Canal Street, broad daylight, parades getting sprayed, whole funerals turning into crime scenes. The hood names themselves sound legendary. The Calio, the Noya, the Melf, Desire. Those projects weren't just apartments, they was war zones with history stamped in blood. Baton Rouge danger feel more tough, more personal, more like every beef gonna get settled in somebody's driveway or outside a club. BR hoods like Glen Oaks, Scotlandville, Banks, they ain't famous nationwide, but in Louisiana, folks know not to play. Even the soundtrack's different, and the NO bounce gonna make the whole city move. Even killers gonna dance before they spin the block. Baton Rouge rap ain't no party, it's pain talk. It's I might not make it home tonight rap. Hussein Webber had BR in a chokehold, and Young Boy, and he turned BR into a worldwide force. Dude done became one of the most streamed rappers ever. That shit run deep. To keep it 100, some people from New Orleans Orleans say he sound like us. Y'all shut that down quick. Nah, y'all tripping with that bullshit. That's the eternal back and forth. Influence versus independence. What makes the smoke last forever is proximity. 45 minutes, that's all. Too close to ignore, too different to blend. You can live in New Orleans, make that drive, and be in a whole nother universe before your blunt even halfway done. But because they so close, every little thing gonna get compared. Who got the better food? Who got the baddest women? Who slang more gutter? Who rapping harder? Who say they got more bodies dropping? And in the streets, that comparison ain't playful. It's ego. No people not gonna never let nobody forget they been the murder capital. 4 times in the Saints lost last season. BR not gonna ever let nobody treat them like shadows. That's why every generation pick the beef up fresh. Old heads still talking Boosie era. Youngins arguing young boy. Same movie, new cast. The police still clueless. They sit around making crime task force like that means something. When really the streets don't even say their name with respect. Nobody in the NO or BR scared of no cops. The fear come from who gonna catch you slipping in them streets. At the end of the day, this New Orleans versus Baton Rouge thing bigger than music, bigger than fashion, bigger than who slang sound better. It's history, it's trauma, it's survival. 2 cities locked in the same state, but their whole DNA wide different. New Orleans, that's the big dog, the global face. Mardi Gras, second lines, Essence Festival, Murder Capital headlines. The city too loud to be ignored, too bloody to be forgotten. Every block a story, every hood a graveyard. Baton Rouge, that's the grinder, the city that had to prove itself in the shadow of New Orleans spotlight. They didn't copy, they carved their own lane. When the NO was drowning after Katrina, BR became the pressure cooker. They raised Boosie, Webby, Gates, Young Boy, voices that ain't asked for respect. They took it. At 45 minutes of concrete between the two, it might as well be 100 miles, because the energy flipped soon as you cross that Paris line. But that short drive also means they locked in forever. Ain't no way Baton Rouge can move without NO chiming in. Ain't no way NO can flex without BR hollering back. The streets gonna keep that rivalry alive. The clubs, the corners, the hoods, the tracks. It's like every generation gotta renew the beef. And truth be told, that tension, the fuel, it keep the culture sharp. Keep the music hot, it keep both cities on their toes. But don't get it twisted, this ain't no fake story. These 2 are the deadliest hoods in Louisiana. Both cities running body counts higher than the police IQ test scores. To people from the NO, they gon' forever wear the crown. But BR gon' forever bark back like they the ones with the crown. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. 2 cities side by side, battling for respect. Keeping Louisiana, the royal state in the South. So next time somebody asks why Baton Rouge and New Orleans always at each other's neck, just tell them like this year. It's only 45 minutes apart. The rivalry might as well be for a lifetime.